Do you guys remember when Victor Wembanyama was the talk of the NBA?
Victor Wembanyama.
I have seen the future, people, and its name is Victor Wembanyama.
Well, 2 months into the season, and Wemby is everything we could have hoped for, yet a lot of people don't seem to care. I mean, just to emphasize how generational he is, in his most recent game against Portland, he recorded 30 points, 6 boards, 6 assists, and 7 blocks. Do you know how many other players have recorded 30 points, 5 blocks, and 5 assists in a game this season? One other player, Joel Embiid. And Wemby just did that in 24 minutes. And it helps when his teammates are actually passing it to him. Watch here as he brings the ball up the floor. Immediately he recognizes the free space in behind, so he gives it to Jones, spins off his defender, and look how easy that is. It's almost like you can throw it anywhere and he'll catch it. No, I mean it. Throw it anywhere and he will catch it.
There you go. Oh, there he is. And there it is up top. Victor throws it down.
And this is why a lot of people have been frustrated with the Spurs for not getting Wemby the ball. Not only is he 7'4", but he's also an extremely active and smart cutter. Like on this play against Phoenix, where he's bringing the ball up the floor, gives it up to Branham, and look at his ability to then catch the lob on the move, adjusting to put it in. But despite the situation that Wemby was drafted into, he's still everything we could have hoped for, because 27 games into his rookie season, and he's averaged 19, 10, and 3.2 blocks per game. Do you guys want to guess how many other rookies have averaged at least 10 boards and 3 blocks a game? Shaquille O'Neal, David Robinson, and Alonzo Mourning, which is crazy company. But even crazier when you consider Robinson and Mourning were 24 and 22 respectively as rookies. Wemby is only 19, yet the entire NBA is scared of him already. And that's for good reason, because who else is doing this? Jalen Green has the ball in transition. Wemby is forced to slide over to prevent him from attacking the rim. Green then passes it to Smith, and pause here. This is a 6'10" forward running the floor with all his momentum, and Wemby isn't even facing the right way, yet despite that, he's able to block the shot at its apex before then recovering and blocking the shot again. Just look how high Jabari Smith was, and yet Wemby with no momentum was able to extend and block it. And this is just one of many plays that he makes on a nightly basis that pretty much only he can make. Let's call them the Wemby specials, because who else is doing stuff like this? On this play, he's defending the Brogdon pick and roll. He manages to stay attached to the roller before then swiveling his head and blocking the Brogdon layup attempt without even having to leave the floor. This is what makes Wemby a one-man defensive wrecking crew. He's able to stay attached to the roller whilst also keeping the ball handler at bay on pick and rolls. Just look at this play against Scoot, where he puts his hand out to deter the floater before recognizing it's a lob, turning his hips and swatting the ball away. I'm sorry, but that's not normal. Yet Wemby makes it look regular. He's gotten so good at blocking shots that he's doing things like this, where he swats Scoot's shot against the backboard only to grab the rebound himself. And the numbers back up what we can all see. The Spurs are a drastically different defense with him on the floor versus off the floor, ranking 20th with him on the floor versus dead last with him off the floor. Now I'm aware 20th doesn't sound amazing, but there's only so much he can cover for on a young team like the Spurs, and that's evident when he's not on the floor. Because not only does Wemby block shots at a ridiculous rate, but it's also his ability to contest everything that comes his way at the rim. Just look at the recent game against Portland, where he was disrupting shot after shot after shot. Not to mention the times opponents won't even attempt to score at the rim because they see a 7'4" alien waiting there to send their shot away. At 19, he is already one of the best defenders in the league, and that's just flat out scary. But I think most people recognize how good he is defensively. If there is one part of Wemby's game that doesn't get enough credit, it's his passing. I mean, forget about the fact he's 7'4" and is going behind the back. Wemby just has a level of IQ that you rarely see from young bigs. Just watch this play where he gets the ball on the baseline. He gets ready to rise up for the jumper, and as he's in the shooting motion, he recognizes Jones is wide open, so hits him under the rim for the bucket. Or how about plays that are just flat out freakish? He starts by helping over to block Vucevic. He then brings the ball up in transition, going one way, then the other way, before going between his legs and dropping a perfect slip pass for Branham. Oh, it's also worth mentioning that he can do what pretty much no one else on the Spurs can do. He can make an entry pass. Right here he sees Sohan with the mismatch against Brunson, so throws it over the top of Brunson for the easy bucket. Or how about this time over the top of the defense to Keldon? If only he could pass to himself. Or even better, if only the Spurs could pair him with a point guard like maybe, I don't know, Trey Jones, who found Wemby on multiple occasions against Portland, including this play, where he throws it just in the direction of Wemby on the seal, and he's able to catch it, spin, and then get fouled. Or this play, which was even better. Look at Wemby move as though he's gonna set a screen, before spinning his defender, calling for the lob, and spinning again in midair to try and adjust on the lob, getting fouled in the process. And don't worry, there was also plays that ended in buckets like this one, prompting Greg Popovich to do this. Yes, Pop, please pair those two together more. But as you all know, Wemby can do a lot more than just catch lobs. I mean, he can do things like this for a start.
Wembanyama goes right by Durant.
But outside of the highlight plays, it's making shots like this consistently that could turn him into an elite scorer. Watch here as he has Ingram on the post up. He doesn't try to back him down with force, but crafts his way into the paint, and look at the hook shot. I'm sorry, but how on earth are you supposed to contest that? He's practically placing the ball in the basket, and he's shown a consistent ability to make hook shots with either hand. Everyone talks about his mid-range game, and that's for good reason, because it's still mind-blowing to watch a 7-foot guy move and handle the way he does, but he has the touch and skill to absolutely dominate around the rim, with his array of floaters and hook shots, just like Nikola Jokic has done. In fact, LaMarcus Aldridge recently said a similar thing. He's so skilled, I would just break his stuff down and be like, get a move, that if it's fourth quarter, you're going to it. Like my stuff was always my fade, beginning of the game and end of the game. Wemby could also make the fadeaway his move, but I do like the idea of him really utilizing his size and touch with the hook shot. With all of this being said, I want to take you guys back in time for a second. Can I show you the reaction people had following Victor's first ever Summer League game? And more importantly, what everyone was saying about his rebounding ability. Well, so far this season, he's averaging 10.5 boards a game, which has increased recently as well. And I know rebounding isn't the most fun part of his game to highlight, but it's a huge reason why the Spurs have been so improved with him at center. And it's not something to take for granted when you look at guys like Jaren Jackson Jr., who is great defensively, but averages 6 boards a game. Wemby gets that in a half, and it's pretty easy to see why. On this play, he sets the pick for Vassell. He rolls, which probably could have been a lob, but he doesn't sulk. He engages with Vucevic for tipping it at the apex and getting it on the second grab. Wemby is doing those intangible things that you don't often see from number 1 picks and people with his level of talent. That's what makes him so special, and don't take for granted what he's doing. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Happy New Year. Bye.